Afraid of animals? What's some of your favorite phobias? I'll tell you one of mine. In fact, I got three of them. Three of them. And they're creepy phobias, man. I don't have the names for them because I really didn't look it up. I just got the phobia topic when I was on my last show. It just came to me. But my big number one phobia are clowns. Anybody out there afraid of clowns? Because I sure as hell am, you know. And for some reason, their faces just get on my nerves, you know. Uh, they're just creepy. I don't know what happened. Maybe I dealt with an evil clown at a haunted house or whatever, one of the fake haunted houses. But all I know is when I see one, I get creeped out. It's like, don't jump at me. Don't. I mean, if I see a clown, I'm running the other way. Wouldn't really call it a phobia, but I don't like spiders. Ah, that's cool. Spiders are cool. Snakes aren't, but spiders are, Holly. Snakes are. Maybe spiders. I like spiders. Spiders are cool. Especially in the wintertime when they come into the house and they kill all the pesky little bugs that are hanging around. Um, but with back to the clowns, though. Okay, the clowns, yeah, they creep me out. And I have some friends. What they do is funny. What they do is that they'll send me a message on Facebook, and I'll open it up, and it's a picture of a clown. And let's see. Um, no, I don't. I don't want to see no clowns and pictures on Facebook or nothing like that. But you know what's going to happen tonight? Here's what's going to happen. People are going to hear this that they're my friends, right? And they're going to send me clowns. Cal Holly says when spiders they are in my house, they die. If they are outside, they live. That's funny. That's funny. So how about you? Besides Holly, she has she's afraid of spiders in her house. Anybody out there that want to share any phobias with me? Well, I did promise you three of them, so I got definitely the first ones are the clowns. Okay. There's a hotel. I'm going to say out in Nevada. It's called the Clown Hotel, and all the decorations are of clowns. And my friends, they say, "Oh, we're going to take you out here, and you're going to sleep in this motel." And I'm like, "No, I'll just pitch a tent and sleep out in the dust, deal with the rattlesnakes." But no. So that's one of my phobias. My second phobia, and it's funny when I share this with you because I have a couple stories to tell you about it, and they're true stories. Um, my other phobia are baby dolls. You hate heights, Tommy. Yeah, me too, bud. That's my third one. I despise them. Oh my God. Um, Back to the baby dolls. I was on an investigation one time, and it was at a house. It was at a client's house. And I went upstairs. We were going through the house investigating, and I opened up this door, and there was a whole room of dolls. I'm talking dolls, and like them little China dolls. They just creeped me out. And what was crazy about this room with the dolls in, okay, was there was one that had red painted on it. Okay, it was like one of the old dolls, and it had dolls, and it had red painting on it. And it was like a little crack in there. And I was like, no, I got to get out of here. Boy, did I tell you what, I had a panic, anxiety attack. Oh, it was crazy. I mean, I can go to the most haunted house with, evil spirits, evil ghosts, demonic ghosts, whatever, and I'll be okay. But You put me in a room full of dolls, mm-mm, I'm done. I'm out of there. What Holly say? I can see where they could be creepy. Oh, trust me, they are creepy, Holly. But my third phobia, just like Tommy Miller, there is heights. Now, when I was a young whippersnapper, I had no problems, climbing buildings, going off the high dive, standing on, a cliff and looking down. But I'm telling you, I can't do it now. And what's really, really, really crazy is even if I'm sitting, you know, down and watching TV and they come up with a cliff or a mountain and they're looking down, I just get that queasy feeling in my stomach. I'm like, no, this can't happen. I can't do this. I can't watch. And there were a couple of times I had to turn my head because I just got that queasy feeling. And so, yeah, Tom, definitely heights. I sometimes, and this is crazy, and this is ridiculous, but there are times I can't even get on a ladder. To be honest with you, but when I sometimes I have to get on that ladder and I have to change the light bulb or something like that, then I'm just like in fear. It's like I get to the step that I need to be on, and I freeze just so I have enough, and then I'm off that ladder quick. But those are my three like kind of major phobias that I have, you know. So please don't send me no clown pictures. That wouldn't be cool. And I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be afraid. I can guarantee you, everyone, that clowns and baby dolls and them little tiny dolls will always be, you know, my weak spot. There ain't no way I could deal with them. But maybe I'll get over the heights. I'm not sure. So last show here on Chasing Prophecy was me and Jason. Jenny was a little under the weather, and we were talking about. We had our guest was John Cushman. Yeah, John Cushman, and he's the owner of. It's called the 1870 Octagon Mansion down in Whitville, Virginia. And we did a little investigation back there in last April, and it's really really cool. That it's a very haunted place. The town of Whitville, I mean, it just has a presence over it to where you just get this creepy feeling when you walk into town. But there was a Civil War battle there that happened at Whiteville, where the mothers and the kids, you know, um, we each were given a gun because there was a cavalry, unit coming in down the street, and there was not enough Confederate soldiers to protect Woodville, and so there was a lot of bloodshed that day. I think he said was it 1863, yeah, after Gettysburg, I'm sure, but or before, one or the other, after or before Gettysburg, and last April I did walk through that town, and it was in the middle of the afternoon. And it just gave me the heebie-jeebies, man. It just got me that creepy feeling. And we are planning on to go back down there next year, see what's going on, and reinvestigate the place. He has his thing, which is trademark. It's called Dinner with a Ghost, and once a month they, have a 4-course meal, and you're eating with ghosts. It's pretty interesting. You get the chance, and if you can see it, go to the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society page, and it will be running through. Our show will be running through, so it turned out pretty cool. And I hope Jenny gets a little better. Gets better for next week. We kind of miss her. You know, just got me and Jason. We're just two guys. But I don't know. But it was an interesting show. And if you ever get the opportunity to go to Whitfield, Virginia, look up the Octagon. It's called the 1870 Octagon Mansion. It's right there on Main Street. And I'm telling you, it will be worth it if you want to go paranormal investigating there. Or it's also a museum, and this guy has so much Civil War stuff, okay, that he collects, and it's a treasure. It's a treasure trove, man. A lot of treasure, a lot of stuff from the Civil War, and we got the opportunity, to see some of that. So if you're ever in Virginia, go to Lakeville, Virginia, and go to the 1870 Octagon Mansion. So, how's everybody been? You know, how's the weather wherever you're at? Pittsburgh's crazy. Okay, it really is crazy weather. I mean, it's like in the high 30s when you wake up in the morning. Come 12 noon, it's in the 50s. In the afternoon, it's in the 60s. And at night, it goes back down into the 40s. And why? Why is it happening? Well, it's definitely Pittsburgh weather. I will tell you that. What do we got? New Kensington. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Yes, it was. But you know what, guys? Honestly, Tony Holly, I was working. It's crazy because there's times whenever I'm working, that's when we have the good days. And then when I'm not working, it's the crappy days. I don't know if that ever happened to anybody before. But, there's a little thing that goes on. Not a little thing, it's a big thing that um, the government or the military can actually control the weather. You know, they can make it rain, they cannot make it rain, they can make it snow. Think about it, right? Um, I don't really know too much about it, so I'm not going to talk a lot about it. But I know that they can change the weather, stuff like that. Now, that's crazy, you know. I mean, can they come up and like make a hurricane or make a tornado, something like that? Is it possible? Hey, God only knows what they can do right now. You know, so maybe the government's doing this. Look in Canada. My friend Dell and Lordley, they still have snow up there. A lot of snow. That's crazy because they're only like not even 5 hours away from me. And usually when it does snow, it comes from the lake effect from Lake Erie, Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario, and it was crazy when we got all that snow. Um, I would look at the map, and it was pretty weird this year because it was coming up from Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, that way. So the disruption of our weather could be the government, but I'm not going to dwell on that. You know. So for the new people that have started joining um, my show is Into the Night, and it's not all about paranormal, as you can tell tonight. Um, I like to express a little bit about mental illness, um, talking about the weather. Every now and then I'll have my guest on. Like I had my brother on last week, and it was a great show. A really, really great show. He's funny, and I'm definitely going to have him back on again. But we talk about whatever. I like to talk whatever's on my mind, you know? I mean, there were some shows when I started out that I didn't know what I was going to talk about, you know? And that's okay, you know? Now, this might seem a little rude or egotistical, and I'm not, but It's my show, and I talk what I want to, what I want to talk about. If you have any suggestions, please, please, please send me a message, Shawn Kelly, on my Facebook page, and tell me what you want me to discuss with you guys. You know, anything. It could be cryptids, could be Bigfoot, could be alien, whatever you want. You know, um, send me a message, tell me, talk to me. I'd like to hear from you. So last week I had my brother on, and let me say, what? Tell me, what do you got? I know your brother Pat. He told me about your show last week that he was on. Glad to be here, enjoying the show. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, my brother's cool. I'm glad you know him. He's a good kid, real good kid. And every Wednesday I'm off and he's off, and we're gonna definitely eat at the buffet, Golden Corral. Gotta go. Love their chicken. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna have my brother on next month again, and we're just gonna talk again and come up with a subject. So a lot of the times in my past shows, I've been talking about animal spirits, mm. and I've gotten away from that a little bit, you know. And birds, there's been a ton of birds hanging around me for some strange reason. And I'm not talking, sparrows or the mourning doves. I'm talking cardinals. I'm talking blue jays, and I'm not talking one or two. I'm talking a lot. We have no trees in the yard. There's no even there used to be bushes, but not no more. But they're there, and and the blue jays, boy, they make some loud noises, man. They're loud, really, really loud. But the cardinals are pretty, and so I know for the cardinal that it's supposed to show you that someone who has passed is supposed to be flying around or near to you or has a message for you. Now with the bluebird, not so much sure about the bluebird on that. I didn't really get all my notes together and talk about the bluebirds, but they're loud. I know that they're really, really loud. Squawky things. Oh, they squawkier in hell. Damn straight, Holly, definitely. And they just wake you up in the morning. What's really crazy too, because when I go to work, I like to go about 20 minutes early, and I sit in the parking lot and drink my iced coffee and stuff like that. Eat a little breakfast or something. Listen to the radio, and I look up and there's a tree, and there's that same blue jay looking at me, and I'm not talking. He's moving his head around and stuff. He just eye to eye. So usually I'm at work in the morning, and I'm not really trying to listen to the message that this blue jay is trying to give me. You know, so maybe one morning when I wake up and I'm up and I see this blue jay, I'm just going to ask him, what's your message? And you'll be surprised that animals do, leave you messages. I did it a lot. Tommy and Holly, if you know South Park, I used to go out there a lot and do some meditating. And I remember one time I was in meditation. See, to me, about meditating, okay, what's really cool is that if I can get out into the woods somewhere, it's like a recharge for me, like a recharge. You know, there's no buildings around, there's not a lot of people around, and I just feel like I'm really connected to the earth. I'm connected to the plants, the animals, the water, the trees, and I feel better when I do that. And I mean, there were plenty of times that I just want to move out into the woods, but raised in a city all my life, I don't know. Maybe I might, maybe I'm not. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I don't know about that. But, it's in God's hands. That's all I can say. But there was a couple times I was at South Park and I was meditating, and I would come out of the meditation, and there would be a deer, like from maybe 10 yards away. Okay, 10 yards away, and they're just looking at me, not moving, not even shaking its tail. I guess that means nerves. I don't know. And I would ask him, well, what's your message? And he would give me that message. And it's really crazy because the message that the deer would give me would be what I needed to know or learn for that one day, or the situation that was in. But the cutest one was so cool. I was at my favorite place out in South Park, and so I was meditating. It's just about sundown, and I came out of it, and as God is my witness, the Spirit is my witness, there was a mother raccoon with 4 little baby raccoons looking at me. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So, and I asked them a message, but they never gave me a message. They just looked there. And it was like she was saying, the mother raccoon was like saying, you're okay. I trust you around my babies because I can guarantee it. If they didn't trust me, A, they wouldn't be around me. And B, she would probably attack me or something like that. I don't know. But it was like that she trusted me that around her babies. And to me, that's really, really big for me. That really made my night, you know. Another thing that happened to me out in South Park. Out in South Park, for people who aren't from Pittsburgh, there's a place where they have bison, buffalo. Okay, and that's the thing to see is the buffalo out there. And I remember a long, long time ago when my son was young, we went out to look at the buffalo, and there was all these people looking out there. And at that time, I was really, really big into the Native American spirituality. And I was really in tune with animals at the time and learning about the animals at that time. And what was so cool was that a female buffalo was having a baby. Yeah. And that was so interesting because I do believe there was 3 females and there was one male. And the 3 females, what I saw those 3 females do when the one female had the baby, the other 2 were helping, cleaning it off and stuff like that. And I thought that was like so, so cool, to see that actually happen. And so I went back out there the next day with my son, and we were like, there was a couple other people there, but you saw the little baby with the mom. It was so cute. And here, and this, like I said, as God is my witness, the Spirit is my witness. Okay, we were standing at the fence, and the mother brought the little baby down to see me and my son. And now, that was crazy. That was literally crazy. That I had. It was like the buffalo woman was like the lady buffalo was like, "Here's my baby," you know, and it just felt good, you know. And I miss those days. I miss those days that I could go out and find something, and sit down and talk to Mother Earth. And I'm going to tell you one more animal story, but it didn't happen at South Park. So there was a hawk, which is my animal totem, okay? And he was out there. I was on my porch because I go on my porch a lot. And he was out there sitting there on the wire looking at me, and, just looking. And, I asked for a message and he never gave me a message, but he kept looking at me. And it was crazy because that afternoon, it was in the morning, okay? It was in the morning. And what happened was that I went down to my car because I was going somewhere, and on my car was a mouse. Seriously, a mouse. with like little claw prints in the mouse. It was right on my car. And I'm thinking, okay, a mouse can't climb up on the car like that. B, it's dead with claw marks inside it. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So in that situation with the hawk and the mouse, there are so many things about that. What is it, babe? Uh, yes, he did. He brought me a present. And when that stuff like that. Now, at one time there were a bunch of ravens around here. And I would feed it bread. I'd feed the ravens bread or whatever I had, and they kept coming around, and I would feed them around at the same time. And all of a sudden, what's really cool is one dropped a marble right in front of me, just dropped it. It was like a gift back. So with that right there, and with the hawk dropping the mouse, my present, it just goes to show if you treat the animals nice, just like you would a human being, if you would treat them good enough and nice enough and show them respect, can you imagine all the little presents that you would be getting? And I'm not talking like a pen or a phone or nothing like. The present would definitely be love. Yeah, love. Sharing it with people. And this world will be a better place. And like I say this all the time, that one day, that this whole world is going to have one day to where um, everybody is going to be nice to everybody. I believe that. No wars, no fighting, nothing. Everyone's going to like everybody, and everybody's going to help somebody. And I know it's going to happen. Because I have the faith. I have faith that it will. Um, I really just have to put my faith into it, you know. And I'm not going to get sad or I'm not going to get depressed about it if it doesn't happen right away. It probably won't happen, to be honest with you. If you have to look at the logical thing about it, you know, um, it's probably never going to happen, you know. But if one person that you can make smile or do something nice for them, that one person is just like a little dot in this huge circle, tons of other dots. But that one person, you made them feel good. The power of yes, Holly. And I hope one day that all that positive energy will go because there's a lot of negative energy out there. You know, a lot of people have come to me and said that they're having a lot of problems and getting a lot of emails and getting a lot of phone calls about people having a lot of paranormal activity happening in their house and businesses. And if you look at it, a friend of mine, Penny, she explained this to me. Whenever you release negative energy, okay, if you release pain, if you release anger, if you release envy, or whatever emotions that are going on with you right now, okay, um, it's going to draw the negativity, the negative energy out back to you, which is usually not so nice ghosts. You know what I mean? Not so much nice. That was double English there. But imagine the whole world with all the negative energy going out there. And look at all the negative, all the feelings and everything that they're bringing up, right? Their pain, their hurt, their anger. And it's just being released out into the universe. If you want to look at it the way I look at it, it's like, you got the earth, but it's surrounded by one big black blob of negativity. And with that negativity, it's not going to clear up. So hopefully one day, it will clear up. Just a little speck. That's it. Just a little bit of light to come through the darkness. In that little light, maybe it will expand. Maybe we'll have two little dots of lights coming through that dark mass that surrounds the earth. 3, 4. And eventually, if you do 10 of them, then 10 little dots make a little hole, which the light will shine through, I'm getting pretty close to the end. I got about 4 minutes left. What I want to do next week, okay, now I'm from Pittsburgh, and Tommy and Holly will understand this. We have our own dialect, okay, if you haven't noticed it already. Okay, there are some words that we say that are different than you do. Like, for instance, I'll give you one. Everyone knows baloney, okay? Baloney, but here in Pittsburgh, we call it jumbo. Believe it or not, yeah. We call it jumbo. And we also have the same where, down there in that, and apostrophe AT in that. So if you ever hear me say that, so I'm going to, Nat, there you go, huh? Yeah, she's right, Nat. And we got Slippy instead of Slippery. We got Jagger Bushes. What else? There's a lot of other ones. I'm going to have to look them up. But I'm definitely going to share some of those with you. I'll start doing that on my show so you can understand what I'm saying. But it's time to close up. And I want to thank Tommy and Holly for everybody listening to my show tonight. What we got? Yeah, Cricks. Yeah, Cricks too. We'll get a bunch of them next week, Holly, I promise you. I'm going to close for now, and I want to thank everybody for participating in my show tonight. I want to thank everybody for listening to my show. If you have any ideas that you want to, share, and you would like to tell me, we'll put it on my show. We'll figure it out, So I don't know who's going to be on my show next week. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I won't probably know until about 3 hours before I start. But I just want you to know that I am totally grateful for every single one of you out there who watch and listen to the show. I am truly grateful, and I am very humble about it. Now, what I say at the end, and I really mean it, especially when it comes to families. Moms and dads, please just go up to your children and say, you know what, I love you. And give them a hug. And sons and daughters, go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. It's very important because everybody needs to hear that. Okay? So on that note, I am going to close for tonight, and I will see you all next week. Sleep tight. Happy hunting.